Hebrews 11, 1 through 16. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. 11:1 explanation. Verse 1 is not so much a definition of what faith is as it is a description of what faith does. Two truths concerning its activity are stated here. First, faith provides substance. Though broad in its usages, this Greek word normally has the meaning of assurance in the New Testament, and this seems to be the best sense here. Second, faith provides evidence. It is evidence in the sense of proof that results in conviction. The difference between assurance and evidence would be minimal were it not for the phrase qualifying each of things hoped for and things not seen. The first involves future hope. The second involves present realities that are unseen. The first includes the hope of the resurrection, the return of Christ, and the glorification of the saints. The second involves unseen realities such as forgiveness of sin through Christ's sacrifice and the present intercession of Christ in heaven. Hope is faith relating to the future. Conviction is faith relating to the present. For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that the things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. By faith Abel offered unto God's more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gifts, and by it, being dead yet, speaketh. Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain. In what way was his sacrifice better? Was it because he was animal and Cain's vegetable? Or is it a firstling and Cain's not the first fruit? Or his with blood and Cain's without? Both Hebrews and Genesis demonstrate that it was not the offering that made one acceptable and the other unacceptable. God accepts both grain and animal offerings according to their purpose. The character of the worshiper made one offering acceptable and the other not. Abel offered his by faith. Cain obviously did not. Genesis records that even before the rejection of Cain's offering, his heart was not right with God. By faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because God had translated him. For therefore his translation he had this testimony that he pleases God. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. By faith Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark, and the saving of his house, by which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. Things not seen. Noah was asked by God to do in faith things that were incongruous with his former experience. He had never seen rain, and yet God told him to build an ark because of the coming flood. By faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. By faith, he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he looked for a city which has foundations, whose builder and maker is God. Through faith, also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, and was delivered of a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. Therefore sprang there even of one, and him as good as dead, so many as the stars of the sky in multitude, and as the sand which is by the sea shore innumerable. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. For they say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have an opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country, that is, a heavenly, wherefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared for them a city.